Hi, kids. This is Sparky the Fire Dog speaking. You might live in a place like this, or a place like this, or a place like this. Wherever you live, we're going to show you how to escape if a fire ever breaks out.
Hi, my name is Mary Kay, and my job is to help kids like you learn about fire safety. The first thing you should know is that fires can break out in anyone's home. A lot of times, fires start at night when everyone is asleep. And fires can hurt you. But don't worry, because you can be smarter than fire by knowing what to do in case it happens. I'm going to read 3 stories from a book called Sparky's Greatest Escapes. Do you know what escape means? It means getting away safely. This is a book about kids who know how to get away safely if a fire ever breaks out in their home. And the reason they know is because they drew up a fire escape plan with their families and practiced it. A fire escape plan shows every member of the family what to do to get away from a fire quickly and safely. This is a story about Andres, who lives in a house.
Hi, I'm Andres.
If a fire ever breaks out at Andres' house, the whole family knows what to do.
That's because we sat down together and drew a fire escape plan.
They started with a big piece of paper and some colorful markers. First, they drew a picture of their house that showed all the rooms. They drew every door and every window. Some houses have only 1 floor, but Andres' house has 2, an upstairs and a downstairs, so they drew where the steps are. Then they picked a place outside where everyone will meet if there's a real fire. Having a meeting place lets you know right away if someone hasn't gotten out of the house. That way, you can tell the firefighters that they're still inside. Andres' family picked the mailbox. It's far enough away from the house to be safe if it really were on fire. Then it was time to decide 2 ways for each person to escape from the house. Not just 1 way, but 2.
You need to think of 2 ways out, because if one way is blocked by smoke or fire, you need to take the other one out.
The first way out for Andres is to walk out his bedroom door, down the hall, down the stairs, and out the front door to the mailbox. But what should he do if the stairs were filled with smoke or fire?
I'd take the second way, out my bedroom window.
But it's a long way down. So his parents bought a special ladder to keep in his room, just in case. Going out a window is dangerous, so his dad showed Andres and his sister how to use it to get safely to the ground. In a real fire, their dad would help them with the ladder.
I'm not supposed to touch it unless it's an emergency.
Since Andres' brother is still a baby, he can't escape by himself. They decided that Andres' mom would be in charge of getting the baby out. They also made sure that none of the windows was stuck. In a real fire, you would have to get them open fast. After Andres and his family finished drawing their escape plan, it was time to practice it to make sure it worked. They made believe that it was the middle of the night and everyone was sound asleep in their beds. Andres' mom pushed the smoke alarm button so the fire drill could begin. Pushing the smoke alarm button during your practice escape is good, because everyone can then hear how a smoke alarm really sounds.
Plus, you can see if the batteries still work.
When Andres' family heard the smoke alarm, they practiced their first way out. Andres rolled out of bed and crawled to the door. Using the back of his hand, he reached up and felt the cracks around the door and the doorknob to see if he could feel any heat. The door felt completely cool, so he opened it carefully and looked for signs of smoke. The coast was clear, so he went out his bedroom door, down the hall, down the stairs, out the front door, and to the meeting place. Everyone met safe and sound by the mailbox. Andres' dad even pretended to call the fire department. The practice was a success.
It was easy because we knew exactly what to do.
After that, they went back into the house, back to their rooms, and once again pretended it was the middle of the night. This time, Andres' dad pushed the smoke alarm button to start the escape practice again. Everyone made believe that their first way out was blocked by thick, dark smoke.
If you see smoke, you need to take your second way out.
To escape from a smoky area, crawl low on your hands and knees. Why? Because smoke can hurt you if you breathe it. Smoke rises to the ceiling, leaving cleaner, safer air near the floor.
So we crawled low under the smoke to get outside.
Andres rolled out of his bed and crawled to the window. His dad and sister crawled into his room, and together they lowered the ladder. After they had climbed safely to the ground, they met their mom and baby brother at the mailbox meeting place. Now if a fire ever breaks out at Andres' house, the whole family knows what to do to get out safely. And just so they don't forget,
we're going to update and practice our escape plan 2 times a year.
The second story is about a girl named Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Sarah lives with her mom and great-grandmother in an apartment. It looks like this. Some of the ways you escape from a fire in an apartment building are the same as escaping from a fire in a house.
But some things are different.
Sarah's family lives on the 3rd floor. Just like Andres' family, they wanted to know what to do in case of a fire. So they sat down and drew an escape plan. With paper and markers, they drew a picture of their apartment that showed every room, door, and window. Then they picked their meeting place.
We're meeting at the lamppost outside.
After they picked their meeting place, they came up with 2 ways out for each member of the family. Sarah's grandmother can't see very well, so they decided that if a real fire happened, Sarah's mom would be the one to help her grandmother escape. Sarah's first way was out her bedroom door, through the living room, out the front door, and down the stairs. Her mom would help her grandmother out the bedroom, down the hall, out the front door, down the stairs, and to the lamppost.
We're not going to take the elevator because when there's a real fire, it's safer to take the stairs.
When the plan was finished, Sarah's mom pushed the smoke alarm button, and they practiced their first way out, exactly as they had decided.
As soon as we got to the lamppost, we knew right away that our escape plan worked.
Always try to think of 2 ways out, but sometimes there might be just one way. Sarah's apartment has only 1 door, and you can't go out windows this high off the ground without help from firefighters. If their first way out is filled with smoke or fire, it might be safer to stay where they are until the fire department arrives. So Sarah's family made believe that the way out was blocked by fire, and then practiced what to do.
My mom touched the doorknob with the back of her hand to feel if it was warm. She pretended it was and didn't open the door.
Instead, her mom put tape around the cracks of the door so that no smoke could get in. If smoke got in, it would be hard to breathe. They decided it would be Sarah's job to call the fire department by dialing 911. They shut open windows so smoke wouldn't be pulled into their apartment. And Sarah and her grandmother came to the window and waved a flashlight and a towel. This is so firefighters could see where they were and rescue them with long ladders.
And that's the story of how my family learned the best way to escape from a fire.
Our last story is about Claudia.
Hi, I'm Claudia.
Claudia lives with her mom, dad, and brother in a tall building.
We call it a high-rise.
Drawing and practicing an escape from a fire in a high-rise is a lot like planning an escape from a house.
Like mine.
Or an apartment.
like mine.
But there are some different things, too. Before Claudia's family decided how their escape would work, they looked at a picture of the escape plan that the manager of the building had put on the wall. They also asked the manager to show them where the fire alarms were and how they would sound if they went off. Claudia's parents also made sure that the smoke alarms in their apartment worked.
We decided our meeting place would be next to the parking sign.
Then they were ready to draw their plans. Just like Sarah's family, Claudia's family planned how to get out of the building safely. And they also planned what to do in case they had to stay inside. Claudia's first way was out her bedroom door, down the hall, out the front door, down the stairs of the high-rise, and out to the sign.
A fire could cause the lights to go out, and if that happened, it might be too dark to see.
So Claudia's family counted how many doors they would have to pass before they got to the stairs. That way they would be able to find the stairway even if it were too smoky to see. Claudia's second way was out her bedroom door, down the hall, out the front door, and down a different stairway, out the back and around the building to the meeting place at the sign.
Then it was time for the whole family to practice our escape.
With Claudia leading the way, the whole family practiced the first way out. Claudia made sure the doorknob was cool before everyone followed her. Then they made believe their way out was blocked by fire and the door was too warm to open. They decided it was safer not to leave and pretended to call the fire department. Then they taped the door cracks, covered the vents, closed all the doors and windows, and pretended to signal the firefighters. Now Claudia's whole family knows what to do if they ever have a fire.
And everyone lived happily ever after.
So those are some of Sparky's greatest escapes. When you and your family draw your own great escape, don't forget, test all of your smoke alarms. Decide 2 ways out from each room in your home, especially where you sleep. Pick a meeting place outside. Make sure all doors and windows open easily. Practice your escape at least twice a year. Never go back into a burning building. Once you get outside, stay outside. Remember, you can be smarter than fire.
Plan your escape and practice it.